XIVIX is an organization founded by Sri Lankan entrepreneur Mr. Anjana Surabira with a specific focus to educate the younger generation in engineering, technology, science, and research aspects. And this video series is dedicated to help you get started with the Webots. The series includes a totality of 4 separate video tutorials, starting from the installation and the basic environment setting up. And in the second video tutorial, you'll be learning what are the devices, sensors, and the actuators and how they communicate with each other, along with how to write a controller to control your robot. And in the third video, you'll be learning the navigation and motion planning. And in the fourth video, which is the final video, you'll have the opportunity to learn the computer vision and the machine learning and how to use that in Webots environment. And I'm Yoshina from Cortex Technologies, and I'm your host for this series. And you can literally download this document to follow along from our official website. So the first thing you need to know what is Webots. Simply put, Webots is an open source robot simulator which primarily allows you to model, program, and simulate complex robotic systems with a physics-based 3D environment. One of the most important features of this simulator is its physics-based, which means you can actually test your hardware and algorithms before you execute in a real world with maximum accuracy. You can customize your environment and sensors like lidars, cameras, GPS, and all that. It also supports multiple programming languages such as C++, Python, Java, as well as MATLAB. And the special features include the cross-platform coding and the high-fidelity physics and the massive asset library, digital twin potential, and VR camera and simulations, as well as remote web streaming. And the common applications of Webots would be mobile robotics, aerial vehicles, industrial automations, artificial intelligence, academic research, smart city planning, and many more. And we highly recommend you to download this document because it includes step-by-step, figures-guided environment setting up tutorials as well. To download Webots, you just simply have to go to Google and type Webots download and just click on the first link that appears under your search keyword. And now you're in the Webots official website, and you simply have to click the download button. And you can also specify your download formats based on your PC. Since I'm using Windows, I'm going to download the Windows installer. And this is the downloaded file, and you just simply have to right click and open it. And make sure to click install for all users. I have already installed this, but I'm going to reinstall for the demonstration. And you simply have to click next for all these wizard setup steps, and finally click on install. And I'm going to launch the Webots for the first time. So this is the interface. You can see all these ribbon buttons. This is the text editor right here and the simulation bar. You can actually store the visuals by clicking this. And this is the tree, which includes all the nodes you have currently been working on. And you can actually drag this to this corner. And this is the camera. It's a reload button to reload the environment, the hide scene, and to import new objects, and the initial viewpoint restore button, and open existing file, and the save button, and the reload world. This is the simulation bar where you can run your simulation. This is the reset simulation button, and the execute one step at a time, and the post button. As you can see, it just pauses, and you can also speed up the simulation and hide the renderings. And this area is your text editor where you're going to edit your controller to write your codes, and this is the console. down here. And this is your basic ribbon tab. You have file option over here and the edit option and view, where you can change the orientation of your viewpoint, and you can literally do the same thing with this button over here. And one of the most important things I want to show you is under the view, under the optional rendering, you can check these options such as show coordinate system, show all the bounding objects, and etc. And the next thing is the simulation and the build and overlays. You can actually enable these overlays based on your robot, and the tools, the basic tools. You can just go to the preference, and you have to make sure that the Python is installed on your computer, otherwise your controllers will be conflicted and crash because you have not successfully installed the Python. So you just have to pinpoint the Python location in your computer. Just go to the search and search Python, and if you have installed it, you can actually open the file location. So this is the file location, but we must take the exe location of the Python. So you just go over here again, just click on this 60-bit Python application and just go to its location. And now all you have to do is to copy that location and simply paste into this text field. And now you're good to go and run your controls and all that. And now I'm going to show you how to create your first project in Webots. So all you have to do is to click File, New, and New Project Directory. You just click Next, and you can actually give it a name for the project. So I'm going to go with Hello World Demo, and also you have to create your file with a world file name, and I'm going to do Hello World, and just click Next and click on Finish. Let's just discard. Yeah, let's discard this, and it's loading your new world file. So this is the first view when you create a new world file. You can just hover around and just play with it so you get a hold of that. And these are the nodes. This is the first node, your rectangle arena. You can actually change the flow size. I'm going to do 10, and it's 10 as well, along the X and Y axis. And you can also change the flow appearance. Just go here and change the type to dark strip. It takes a little bit of time, and always just make sure to connect to the internet because these will be downloaded from a server of the internet. You can also change those stripes and appearances just like that. And I'm going to show you how to change the background as well. Currently it's set to mountains. Going to change its type to office. It takes a little bit of time to load the file, and here it is. You can also try some of those options that are available. I'm going to go with the mountains. And I'm going to show you how to import your first robot into this arena. The first thing you're gonna have to do is to click this rectangle arena and click this plus icon, and it just pops up this add node window. And under the base nodes, but first thing I need to show you, these are the base nodes of the Webots. The most important thing is solids, because we're gonna be working with that. And these are the current file nodes that's already been imported. And under the proto nodes, and there are a couple of options, but I'm going to show you the robots. And the robots, these are the companies that produces some of the most noticeable robots. So this is DJI Mavic 2 Pro drone, and the Boston Dynamics Atlas robot, the most famous humanoid robot on the planet, I guess, and the Spot robot. So I'm going to add this to the arena. So I'm going to show you how to write a most basic controller so you can understand how it actually works. But before that, you have to know some of the most basic features, like how to translate your imported robot node and more. And this is your robot node. You can just expand it to see what are the properties. And as the very first property, it's a translation, where you can use to translate your robot in the arena, rotation, and the name of your robot, the controller, and all that. I'm going to demonstrate one of the most important things that you need to know before you attempt to write a controller. To translate your robot, all you have to do is to drag these translation gizmos along its corresponding axis. And of course, you can type the values in, just like this, in meters, to position your robot in the 3D space. And also, if you want to reset its original values, you can simply right click on translation and reset to default values. And the next one is a rotation. Translation is referred to the linear displacement in the 3D space, and rotation is the angular displacement of the object. And once you click on the rotation property, it opens up this box where you can change the orientation of your robot. And one of the things you need to know is, in 3D space, for 3D mathematics, we do not use the exact angles. Instead of that, we use radians. So you can basically change the orientation or the angular displacement of your robot by selecting the specific axis and just simply type 1 to activate the axis, and then you can define the radians value. And of course, you can reset the rotation back to its original values, so your Spot robot in the 3D space will be oriented back to its original position. And another most important property that I want to teach you is the supervisor controller. This might just come off as a very helpful feature, because it basically allows you to have special access to the Webot simulation, like being able to override the physics engine instead of moving an object using the predetermined physics. This feature is actually helpful for testing an algorithm and etc. Now these are the extension slots where we can import new sensors to your robot. And Boston Dynamics got 3 extension slots for the front, middle, and the rear. And here in overlays, you can basically enable or disable your sensors which are currently being installed in your robot. So over here, Spot got camera devices by default, and you can enable or disable them just like this. In the context of the Spot, it's got 5 different camera arrays for right, left head, and the right flank cameras, and the left flank camera, as well as the rear camera. And for each one, there's a dedicated overlay to visualize them in real time. And I'm gonna go ahead and enable one of these camera overlays. Well, by default, all those overlays are hidden, so you just have to go over the overlays and just make sure to uncheck the overlay which you want to present in the 3D viewport. So these are the overlays. You can actually resize them. And I'm gonna bring another camera overlay, which is the left head camera. Just simply go to the overlays, Spot overlays, camera devices, and show left head camera overlay. You can literally place them side by side so you can have a better view of where the Spot robot is currently looking at. Now let me place them side by side and run the simulation for you. As you can see in the overlays, it shows you the actual feeds that the Spot is currently processing. Alright, now I'm going to show you what actually is the controller here. You can see this node over here in the tree view. So what it literally does is, you can see all those motions that the robot is currently making in the 3D scene. That's because the robot is actually being programmed to perform those orientations and all those movements, because the controller have the logic and the algorithm written inside that controller. If you click that and simply go to this edit option, it opens the current controller inside of the text editor. This is a stock controller, which means it literally just came off with the Webot itself. As you can see here, the controller is currently being programmed with the C language, and here at the bottom you can see this while loop, and it actually has defined all these movements and all that the robot is making in the scene. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to write your own controller. So in order to create a new controller, you have to go over here in File, and under the option New, just click open the new robot controller. To accept the creation of the controller, you have to click Next, and then you have to select the programming language that you prefer to use. In this video tutorial series, we're going to be using Python, so I'm going to click on Python and click Next. And then you have to assign a name for the controller, so just make sure to avoid the white space between names, and then just click Next. And now click Finish, and it's going to be open in your text editor. So this is pretty much how it looks once you create a new controller, and by default there are some instructions if you want to follow. In order to write a new controller, I'm going to get rid of this, so I'm going to Control A to select everything and just click on backspace to clear the default controller. And now we have an empty controller, so we're gonna start working on our custom controller. So I'm gonna be showing you how to print some text right onto the console through the robot. The first thing you're gonna have to do is to import the robot from the controller. You just simply have to type from controller import robot. And now I'm going to create a variable called robot and assign that robot function that we imported from the controller. And also I'm going to create another variable called name, and I'm going to assign this robot variable we just created above and access the get name function of that. I'm going to use a print line here, so just type print and within brackets use a string. I'm going to type hello world. And in order to save the file, just simply click over here. And now you're gonna have to assign the controller to the robot. So to do that, you just go over here in the tree view. You can see there's a property called controller. Just click it. And if you click on edit, you can open up whatever the controller that's currently being assigned to the robot. And you just have to click select in order to select another controller, which is the one we have created here. And now you have to save the world. Well, before that, I think there's a typo here. We have to change the lowercase r to uppercase R, and just save the file. And now you're all clear to run the simulation and check the results on the console. Well, here, just as we expected, it successfully prints the hello world print line which we wrote in the controller. Alright, now we can just add another print line to the controller. But this time I'm going to use an F string inside the print function. Well, inside the F string I'm going to pass the name variable we created. So it's going to print out the name of the robot in the console. Well, we have successfully executed our controller. Now it prints a hello world, the first print line, and following the name of the robot. And here I want to show you, once you save this project which we created fresh out of the workflow. How the actual project folder gonna look like. Just pinpoint the location that your project has been saved. So in my case, I have saved the project in the documents. And once you open up the main project folder, there are 5 different subfolders under that. And the world subfolder is where your Webots world file resides. Here is the hello world file that we created for the demonstration. The next one is the protos, so we have not used any proto nodes in this case. Therefore, the subfolder for protos is currently empty. And the next subfolder is the plugins. So under the plugins, there are also subfolders. In this case, the first one being physics, remote controls, and robot windows. All these are currently empty because we have not used any of those in the demonstration previously. Another main subfolder is libraries, which is also currently empty. And finally, the controls main subfolder. Under that, the one we created for the Hello World demonstration resides here. Alright, now we have come to the end of the first video tutorial in the series. In this tutorial, you just learn what actually is Webots and what it's used for and what are the main applications and how to install it on your computer and how to set up the basic settings, like how to create your first project folder, import your first robot into the 3D space, and how to create your own custom controller. In the next video, you will be learning how to work with the sensors and actuators on different robots. So feel free to download this document. There are so much more of Webots and other learning resources that we have added to help you refine your learning curve, and it includes all the aspects that we are covering throughout this video course. And subscribe to our XIVIX University channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll get notified once we uploaded new tutorials. And until then, keep learning.